Don't know why my terminal is not loading. Coming. What's wrong with this? Just give me a minute. Sorry.
Incoming call from Israel to me.
Hello, Israel. Hello. Hello, Israel.
Just give me a minute. Sorry. Let me just
It's okay. It's okay.
refresh my
No, it's okay.
dry system. Sandbox is the start. All right. This is the one we're working on. So, sorry, this is the wrong one. I think it is the one we're working on. Sorry, this is not the sandbox we're working on. Let me. Oh. It's not what I make use of this afternoon. I'm having difficulty connecting. All right. Let's see. CD. So this is where we stopped yesterday, right?
Yes, yes.
So let's continue from here. So, like I said yesterday, we can create our own buildings, like all these duplicate and the rest, because we're going to be duplicating those input that we receive from the user. So, like you can see even here, I made use of the start, compare, and the rest. So, and normally, Betty only allows us to define 4 functions in a single file. So we're going to have some auxiliary help file that will help us store those functions in it. So each of the file will have 4 of them inside. So for now, we'll just create one to handle basic ones that we're going to be using. Then once we do those functions, then we go into loop so that then we'll test our program and run something, because since yesterday we've been typing, we are not testing anything. So from there, once we do that, we'll test something out. So now we'll go straight to creating those functions in the file first. So we have star, compare, star dump, those two. We'll do them first. String compare. So the str, mostly, that's what it stands for, string. They use the string to represent. Just this one means compare. So that's how I shot in mine also. So let's see. All right. I think we are good here. So let's create a file, or what I'm going to call this. Let me say auxiliary help. Let's see. Keep my functions inside. Right. So I think, and initially when you started this program, you've written one like that. So let's go and do that the same also. So start compare. Mostly it returns 0 if the comparison, if the string that is comparing, the two strings is comparing, if they are equal, returns 0. If the first string that is comparing is greater than the second string, that means the value is bigger, it returns 1. If the first one is lesser than the second one, it returns negative sign. So 0 means they are equal. So we're going to be handling that here also. So compare. The return type starts for our return that we're going to be doing. So this character. I would say string 1. Let me just say string 1. String 2, that will be comparing. String 2. This guy. So I would say int I for my iteration. So the first thing I want to do, I want to check if the strings are equal. I'll keep iterating. So that I equals to string 2. at I, and then I plus plus.
Hello.
Um, Whoa. Let's see. Okay. If this guy keep comparing, so I don't have to do this. Let me remove this guy. So if this guy keep comparing, keep finding out that they are the same, he keeps going. But once they are not the same, it stops. That means they are not equal. But if he keeps going till the end, where he stops, definitely one will be greater than the other. And if they are equal, at the end, they will still be what? The same. So I will just need to use the I at the point that it stops. If it gets to the end, that means I know that, okay, it's successful. So I'll check here. I'll say if string one, I is greater than string 2 at I. Characters, we see them as numbers, right? So that's what I'm taking advantage of to do this comparison. So if the first string, the last letter in the first string, after doing this iteration, going through each of the characters after the iteration, if I find out that this one is greater than this one, just the way I explained to you. So the first string is greater, I will return 1. That means the first letter is greater, I will just return 1. Else, should I do else? I'll just still do if. If, still work the same. Do this guy here. Let's see. If string 1 at I is less than string 2 at I, will return -1. So in the case that none of these guys pass, this first one was not successful, this one too did not pass, so I'll just return 0. So that means they are equal. So we can change the if else statement, but I like it like this. It's more clinical for me to see everything. To see everything. So this guy too, I need to put end of statement here. So I think this should work for our star compare that we are using. So this should work. Then the next one we did was duplicate, right? So we used to duplicate the string now So let's do the second function. Duplicate. So I'll say int duplicate 2 returns the character. So it's going to return a string for me. So duplicate is going to return a string. So we say s underscore duplicate. Say constant the string. Do this. So the first one, I will just say, let me get my first new string. So this will just hold new for me. I'll say the second one should carry the size. So size P. This one is from the general standard library for numbers. So it's a structure, it's a data structure for integers and the rest. So just take advantage of it. So just call it length. I actually make it int, but let me take advantage of this one. Just introduce it also to you. So we can actually get the length. We can do it, get the length of a string by calling star length and just iterate over the string and return it here. But I would like to split it also. So let me define forgetting of length of string here. Let me see. I will need it to return an integer for me. So say star length. I'll come back to that one at the top. So let's say star length. So it just takes a string. Yes. I want to temper with it, so I'll just say constant. Oh. Take a string for me. String. Okay. So takes a string. See. Size. Use integer here. So int goes to the length. Come down here and say 4. Length equals to 0. And I would say string I have up there. And it's not equals to 0. Length plus. Come down here, I'll just do this guy, he won't do anything. So, and I return the length. So you can see something I try to split. If not, this code will write it inside there, and I'm going to still need this code somewhere. So that's why I just decided to write it here. So that I can able to reuse this particular code. So I'll come back here. I'll say length here that I created here is equals to underscore star length. So the string that I received, I'll just pass it. It will execute the function down there and return the length for me. Then I'll be able to use it. I will say, okay, new is equals to malloc. So now we do memory allocation again. So that to duplicate it, to make a duplicate of it. Size of character by the length that I got plus 1 to give me space to add null value. So I'll check here. If null. If new equals to null, there's no enough memory in my system to return null, or something went wrong, couldn't do it. So just wants to return null. Let me see. Okay, yes, it's a string, so I can return null. If it is an integer, you can't return back null. You have to return 0 or exit. Else. I can do something. I can create the copy also. So this thing is going to be long if I'm doing it here. Let me do for copy also. But let me just call it care name copy. New string. After this, I will just say return on new. So if that's the case, let's define this copy also. Length. Let's define the copy down here. Let's define another one. So copy, we don't want to return anything for copy. For it, just going to copy this guy for us. For it, the pointer. Right. int, call it size. Okay. Take out, out. So you understand what I did here? It's called casting. So I'm just casting this value that I'm receiving, the place that I'm copying it to. So I'm just casting it to a string. So you can see I receive it as void. So I don't want the reference to it. I want something entirely different from what I'm receiving. So I'm not copying it by reference, I'm copying it by value. So that's why I did that. So let's do for this guy also. Take underscore new ER equals to, let's cast it also. Let's say unsigned int, I. Say for I is equals to 0, I less than the size I plus. I'll get that down here. Now say car, a new one, PTR at index I. So I'm offloading, call it offload. So I'm trying to offload character now. I to PTR. So once I offload it, that's all. Yes, this will do. Okay. So we define star, compare, copy, underscore main, copy. And what again? We did duplicate. Okay, we did star length. Star length. Yeah, what again? Main copy, star length, star duplicate. duplicate. Compare. Copy. Okay, so we define 4 things. So, but please be sure to comment yours. Always comment. It's good to comment yours so that you won't forget what it is that we did here. So let's go to our header and add this auxiliary function so that it will be available all through our program. Let's say min.h. So I'll add them here. Let me come here and create a section. Create a section for them. Say, let's do this so that okay, we've already did for start duplicate yesterday. So let me add the other ones. So this guy too should be an auxiliary function. So min copy should be void. Copy, we have character star. I don't really need this. It's just the definition. I'm defining it. Character again. Star. Signed int. Signed. This will go, but let me name it so that once you are tracing it, it's going to be easy for you to trace. I name this one new PTR, I think so. New PTR. And then I name this one PTR. Okay. So whenever you see me using PTR, I'm just saying pointer. So once I'm using pointer, I always use pointer. So this one is just saying new pointer. That's what I mean there. Then let's do for length. Length will return integer for us. So a length, this will just take a character. Did I say constant? Constant returns an integer. So then compare. Yes, compare also returns an integer. Okay. compare, did I return? I mean, I'll check back. We'll check back. Let me do this. Just say star one, one, find out character counts. So, string two. So I think those are the methods that we just added now. So we'll define this auxiliary number conversion also. Let me see.
Hello, sir. Please don't forget your semicolon at the end of that string compare.
Okay, yes. Thank you. We're really trying to run against time today. And it's like it's catching up with us already. Network, why are you like this? Which line is that? That's line 42. Let's go straight there. Network. It's really getting on my nerves. Come on. Please bear with me. The network is bad on my own end here. I see this works very well. Thank you. Start compare. What's wrong with these guys, huh? Oh, I'm having a really bad connection out here. Everything. with this thing. Oh, guys, I'm really having a bad network on that side. It's really slow. Hello. Hello.
Hello. We can hear you, sir.
I don't know. My sandbox is giving me a tough time here. I think it's network. Really slow here. Please, can you guys give me 15 minutes? Let me check the network. I'll to sort it out, then I'll come back to the meeting.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because this is really frustrating.
We can't hear you. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. You can hear me now, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. So I think the network is better now. Right, I will have it this way. This first one is not this that I use. I use void instead. I will not mistake it. Um, this for me. First. Okay. This would be a copy. I'm good with that. Mm, like putting. Why was I putting car before constant? That is serious. Let me see this. I compare. Please, you guys should help me out. Which one did I define? I have to go back and check. I did define star length as a constant. Uh, star compare. So it's just car. Then star duplicate, constant, okay. Star length, constant also. Name copy. Name copy. Okay. What is compare? Okay. I think we are good. So yesterday we wanted to start with Shiloh also. Adding this one. Let me see. Auxiliary so let me define another file for this guy. Let me copy this. Copy. is let's go and see VI. So, but you guys know about this ATOI is for number conversion. So, I will really need to do some conversion. We really need to do some conversion. So, let me define it here on the. Let me name this as auxiliary standard library. Let's do it like this. Split them from those ones. String signed supposed to count this guy 0. Excuse. Initialize it. Let's do 0. Say OI number at index find int oh, make it 0 also. Say int and one. Let me make this one. Say like this, but just do it this way. Now create my iterator signed int. I'm create I won't initialize this one. Allow it be. Say it while. Let's count up here. Let's count. Not equals to this guy. Hasn't gotten to the end of it. So, let's see. If size. Sorry, please permit me. I'll finish the writing. I'll come back to explain it proper. Yes. Oh. Minus, I'm trying to check for minus sign. Say positive number multiply by -1. The main reason I'm doing all these things, they give us the functions that we can use and the ones you cannot use. So if you go ahead to use those standard library own, that's where you have error. They won't give you full marks. So that's why I'm defining these functions. So I know you've done them before. You may still want to use your own, so it's allowed to reuse your own codes that you've done before. So it's just conversion, converting a string to to signed and unsigned number. So that's what I'm basically doing here. So because sometimes in the input they may pass in, we don't receive it as number, receive it as string. Those input that we are doing yesterday, like those echo and the rest, they are receiving it as a string. So if it comes in as a string, you need to convert it into what? Into actual integer. So that's what I'm doing right now with this ITO a function. So where am I here? So I'll do this. See if put it in brackets. If this guy S plus count less than or equals to 0. And this plus over less than or equals to 9 over this guy. Well, for the last one, so we're even. Yes, I didn't leave anyone out. Okay. So if this is the case, if this is the case, let me see, I will do if again. Size. It's greater than 0. My multiplication be multiplied by 10. Multiply by 10. Size plus plus. Then down here, I will say my count plus plus also. So out of this 4 guy, I'll use while. Out of the while, I'll throw in the count here. Out of the while, I'll do 4. I plus the count minus size. So I less than count I plus plus. I that I defined up there is equals to OI plus open minus 48. That's the last digit for number value in ASCII character. So, multiply by m. I put here m. Yeah, right n. Positive number by sign. So this should do. I think. This is 32. I think, please, someone should help me. Betty allow only how many lines of code for a particular function? Hello? 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 Justice?
Hello?
I say, how many lines of code does Betty allows for a particular function?
40.
40.
Yes.
Just wants to confirm my own because I'm seeing 33. So, right, I'm still in line. I wanted to adjust some things, but it's okay. Because I can actually make these ones on the same line, but since all of them are carrying the same data type, well, let me leave them like this. It's more readable. So we have that auxiliary function. Let me define it up here. Copied it then, let me paste it. Okay, yes. So let me define it here. But this one, say unsigned int, say number one. Let me give it number one. Variable. Will not be that lazy. Int say length is equals to, let me say, get length. We will define this also. So, let me give it n. This n that I received here. So I want to check the length of the entire number that I'm receiving. So, then once I receive the length, I want to create a buffer. That will help me keep these values. Let's say buffer equals to malloc. Size of character multiply by length plus 1. Oops. So if buffer equals to null, I'm checking if it fails, return null also. Else. This is how strings end, right? So I'm just checking for the last input that I did. I added one here, so it's going to give me one extra memory block slot. So I want to put this to mark the end of the string. So that's why I did this. So if I add this one, it will give me the last memory block in this buffer. So I assign this guy to it. And I'll go ahead and say if numbers they sent to me is like one equals to n multiplied by minus 1 because it's negative. So I want to make sure that it's negative. See buffer at index 0 is equals to negative. So I want to make sure that it's negative. So this one I went up ahead to make the last one 0 because I'm converting number to string. So I check here if it's less than 0, that means it's negative. So I want to add minus at the beginning of the string. So this is what I did. So add minus at the beginning of the string. Boom. Close this guy. I've handled that one. I'll say else. Num1 equals to n. Now say length minus minus. So I'm subtracting 1 from it. Say do. Say while. Okay, so I'll come back to it. Let me do this. Plus length is equals to 1 modulus n to get the number at a particular spot, plus 0. So the ASCII character for 0. Once I get the ASCII character for 0, I add it to the one that I'm having here. I'm going to have the next ASCII character. If this one, after doing this modulus, so it will give me. So once I add it, I'll be able to maintain the ASCII character. Ooh. No. 1 equals to num 1 divided by 10. So length. What else? No. 1. Return. Fuck. Yes, that's what I want you to do. So I think this will do our conversion for us. Push them in so once everything goes through. So let's define this get length up here. So don't forget, please remind me, because as I added this function, let me add it also in the header file, which is ATOI. So it's just a character, it's just a string. So I like to define this get length up. So let me see, get length should return an integer for us. Get length. One. Leave it in. What? Not comfortable with this n. We leave it as no. else? Num1 should be equals to n. So while one is greater than 9 is 2 this. Greater than 9, then length plus num1 equals to num1 divided by 10. Okay. Let's return the length. So you know what? Let me, because these names that I give them here, they may be a little bit confusing if you people are reading it on your own without me there. So let me just get this one a little bit because this one is a little bit abstract. Let's have this one. have we defined this sign int? Get sign int. Let's define it. Let's see. See our file build up. Our file is building up now. Let's okay. So this particular one handles basically the control.
Hello, Mr. Justice. What happened? People have gone off.
Huh? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I said, what happened? People have gone off. They are not going to tell you there.
Oh, people have gone?
Just 4 people that are here.
All right, no problem.
Just let me say three. Yes. Justice, you, then me.
All right, no problem. We'll round it up now.
It's just that I'm not really paying attention because it's not what you are trying to do is not really for now. I'm in cohort 12, so what you are putting, I think, is in cohort 10 or sorry, I think cohort 10 or 11, something like that. Yeah, I'm saying
Is,
cohort 12, so I'm not really
is advanced what I'm doing?
Yes.
If you are doing shield, you should have come across this, guys, by now. If you are actually doing shield project. Are you doing the shield project?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not in cohort. I'm in cohort 12.
Okay, you just joined them.
Yes, I just joined them. I'm not reached what they are trying to explain to them. So I might not understand it for now. It might be a little bit confused for me. Maybe till I get there.
So how about Justice? Is he with us? Justice, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you following up?
I'm following you, though. I wouldn't say I'm
Are you?
getting everything, but since it's being recorded, so I'll go back to. I'll go back and reverse it.
What I'm actually doing is, you know, they've given you some functions. Let me show you something. Just hold on a minute. Let's go through it. They've already told you that, okay, there are some functions that you are permitted to use and the ones that you're not to use. Let me see. So it's based on those instructions that I'm trying to create all these functions, and you've done them in 1 or 2 of your tasks already. Then I think immediately after control structures, that's when you started doing these things. So they are more of basics. So that's why I'm not taking my time to explain them.
Yes.
Let me see, where is the project, so that you understand where I'm coming from, why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, okay. Check. Let's look at this together. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see it.
So you can see here, they are giving us the functions that we are permitted to use, list of allowed functions and system calls that you can use. So you can see here, there is no string duplication, there's no string copy. Did you see any here?
No.
So that means they are saying that if we are going to use those things, we have to create our own. You understand? So that's why I'm going ahead to write those functions.
Yeah.
You understand? So each of those functions that are not here, like string copy, we really need it. Converting your string to number, converting from number to string, you really need it. So,
Yeah.
and you can see where I'm applying them. So I'm doing more of like reverse engineering. I see the problem, then from the problem I go back to solve it. So that's what I've been doing. So you can see that once I doing something, I'm breaking it down. So I say, okay, we are using length, let's get the length here. So after solving that part, I come back and do for the length. You can see how I'm handling the code. So I'm breaking it down.
No problem. No problem. Go ahead.
All right. So once already 2 minutes. So once it's 11, I think we'll end the call. Then you guys can maybe I don't know. We'll have another session again.
No problem. No problem.
Okay. Because the project is actually big. The
Very
project,
big.
it, if you see my own score, it didn't take me just that period of time to solve everything. I keep writing, keep writing. Up to now, I'm still writing some things on the project. To go
Wow.
back once I have free time, go back and look at it and add one or two to it.
Wow. No problem.
And so it's not something that we can just finish within a night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once you have understanding of it, so you can go back and refactor it.
Yeah.
So with that said, done, let's just try and see if we can wrap up with one extra function before we go.
All right. Go ahead.
So, all right. So let's see. VI. Let's sign in. Let's see. That's why whenever they are giving you people tasks, like all those small tasks that you're getting, those projects, you really need to focus on understanding those concepts because there are projects ahead that they are going to give you that you need those knowledge for you to apply. If you don't understand those ones, if you come to this stage, you will be hooked somehow. So you will still have to go back and read them. So if you're not understanding anything I'm doing here and you see that okay, I've done it before, you can always go back to the material and read again. I'm just trying to give them some comment since I won't be there to explain these things to you. That you know, okay, this is what this function is doing. That's So let's do the loop now. Just to just iterate a little. See. I think I've done the most basic one. So from this we'll tackle exit, CD, and the rest. This is where we're going to do our looping here. Hello?
Hello, I'm with you.
All right. Come in. Let me just wrap up this one. See, you remember our data shield data structure that we created, our custom data. So we're going to pass it to this. Let me just do a little loop in here. Unnecessarily. So I will keep a look. I will say int loop. Loop plus one. Wow. This is just a prompt. We are writing on the screen. So once we're in, we'll do the prompt and say read line. So we're going to define this function. This function is going to be reading line for us. I'm putting it in the input. So it's going to return a string. So we want something that will be reading line for us. Read line. This read line you will need a space to keep it. So let's say end of line. End of line. If someone puts end of line, if end of line, end of line is not equals to -1. not cause the end of to read the line. Else. So let's see. Else. Else. Mm, we need him to. Else, I need to stop the loop. Goes to 0. Let's say free impute. Okay. Let me do it this way. Let's go back up here. End of file. I'll pass it in here. This red line. Let me define red line first. Let's define red line and come back because I'm using it. I need to read that line, so let me define it. I'll still define it in here, but let me define it in a separate file. Give it vi read line. And let's see. Okay. Include in .h. Okay. So it will return an input string. this getline, you can also read about it. You can do a man on it. So this standard input, I'm saying get me the line on the standard input. So this where I'm specifying standard input. Where I'm getting it for, this is the buffer. It's going to keep the size here and it's going to keep the length here for me. So, but most importantly, after that is been done, what I'm interested in is the input itself. So I'll just return the input. So basically, you guys can see how you can keep restructuring keeping your codes, even though they are just small chunks, but putting them separate, it makes your code clean. And if you come to make edit on a particular aspect of the code, it's much easier than jam packing everything on one file. So it makes it not tidy. And if someone is going through trying to read through your code and understand what's happening, it's going to be difficult for the person. So in as much as possible, break down, even though it's chunks of code. If not just one line, if it is not, it's more than one line, it's up to 4 lines of code. I think if you can break it out, break it out. If it's something that you keep using, just break it out and create a separate file for it. Um, think so. I think we'll call it a night for here. We'll do the loop again also next time. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Mm. But the loop, let me explain something to you for the loop before. Let me just explain something because it is something that I explain it. So you can see I'm having my input here on the top here. And I have end of file here just to keep the number for me to see if the person actually do control D. So control D, that's you want to exit. It's another way of exiting. So that's why I keep this value here to help me check. So I come down here and I did loop. So this loop helps me to keep coming back. When I execute a function, it comes back. So I just keep this one here to just check. Once it's still one, you should repeat the same thing. Write this thing on the standard output and read the input that the user passed through. So this read input you saw where we did it, and the read line function. So it will read the line, return it to us, and we're going to save it in the input here. So I'll go ahead to just print it on the screen anytime we do it, to just check how it works, and do that. Just do print F here. Just print the line. So, but once we see that this guy, if at readme, you saw where we handled it. So when it tries to read the line, if it's not successful, you mark it -1. But once it's successful, it's going to be 1. So that's why I'm checking it here. If it is -1, that means it's end of line. So I need to exit. So I will just say my loop 0. So anything that was saved here in the input, I need to clear it free of my memory, because this read, what it does, it allocates memory, use malloc to do it. Definitely there is going to be a leakage in memory, so we need to clear it. So that's why I clear it here. Then this loop here, I make it 0. So once it comes up here, it's going to fail, because 0 is truthy. That means it's going to fail. So if it didn't find 1, it's going to fail. So the loop will not continue. So can even go ahead to just say printf, just do s, just test it. Let's see. Well, I'm passing, let's see our input. What this guy, right? Okay. So we have some errors here. Let's trace them one after the other and fix them. So here expected end of line before the stocking in auxiliary help, line 38. So VI auxiliary help. Line 38. Okay.
And also line 15 also.
Line 15
Yeah, there is an error there.
is the same thing.
There is an error on line 15.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's not dollar sign that I'm supposed to put there. Line 15. The same file? You sure? It's not the same file. I think it's on read line that we have that error.
Okay.
That's why I'm coming back to check. Shield loop. Read line. Okay. So shield loop. Line 15. So it's not dollar sign, it's ampersand. I'm supposed to use ampersand. Now, what else again? 39. I think this error is because of 39. It's because of this 38 that we're getting the 39 error. So underscore main copy void. Conflicting type for okay. So I think this guy, we didn't get the assign int size const void this void new. Okay, supposed to be void. We put character here. Main header is supposed to be void, not character. No, it can't be void. So we change auxiliary help to character. VI auxiliary help. Oh, it's line what? Line 41. Line 41. And 41, you come down here. Instead of void, we make it character. So that's why I keep asking you people once I'm making those mistakes, help me remind me. So once you come, you start doing this cleanup again. So let's try it again. See what we get from it. Error should reduce now. Let's see. And less than this. So in function get length and undeclared first using this function. So auxiliary standard library on line 11. Then line 26, we didn't end it. So let's see. Auxiliary help. Line 11 and 26. Auxiliary standard library, 11 and 26. Line 11. Okay, this is norm, not n. Norm. Norm, not n. But I keep using the n. You know what? Let's just change. Let's see. Anyway, there is n, change it to none. Let me do this. Let me do this. Sorry. Trying to remember something. Sorry. My expression. Just give me a minute, please. Let me check something. percentage S. No.
I think that should be norm, right? On line 14.
Yes. On line 14. Okay, yes. Thank you. And which one again? This should do. Sorry, using N here. So give it as N. And apart from this error, we saw another error again. Can you remember where we saw that error?
Line 26. Line
26 was
Yeah.
26, right? And see it here. Actually, here I can see it. 26. Do away with it. Let's try this one. The next one we have under iota. So under auxiliary library error S undeclared. It's supposed to be string. We're using string. I went and put S then iot. With each undeclared identifier is reported only once. So error undeclared first use in this situation. You mean I? No. IO. So I need to define it also. What's the first one? Okay, it's the S line 78. We are using string. Okay, this way. OI is supposed to be OI. It's more meaningful. Using more meaning as OI. So what else are we having on get building line 7, unknown type name building T, but do you mean built-in T? So there's a typo error. Yes, that's what I mean, built-in T. Then warning, braces around scalar initialization. So, exit. Yes, that's what I want to do. So line what? Line 7. Since this one is not defined yet, let me take it out. Or come back and add them since we haven't defined exit yet. Let's take it out. Is there anywhere that we're missing it? Okay. Oh, we're already in it. So for get building in function, get building. Expected comma or full stop before 4. So it's going down here. Get signed in signal, signed in undeclare first use in the function. Did you mean get signed in? Signed in. So the spellings are wrong. Get signed in. So I mean dot hitch get signed in. For example, here. No n here. Let's take out this n. Where was it complaining again? Get signed in. Then this is a main.c. C online what? 45. AV error, AV declare, undeclared first use in the function. Do you mean AC set data? I'm 46. I mean this C 46. I'm 50. 46, 50. Okay. Six. Environment variable. AV4.
Line 50 also.
Okay.
Then needs semicolon.
What's this one even saying? Let's see. Warning, implicit declaration of function printf. Okay, that's on shield loop. Let's just fix it together. Shield. So you see, it keeps looping. So we are in an interactive mode, so it will keep looping. So what's it that they say that this particular mark should be in our this prompt text? Hello?
Hello?
I said this prompt text, what is it that's supposed to use? Is it the correct prompt text I'm using?
I believe so. I'm not too sure.
Let me see here. Just hold on. The prompt text. Is it $hash? I think it's $hash. If it is $hash, let's just use it. So see what will happen if I do Control D, it exits. So but basically, you can change those things. So once you reach out to David, if you people still wants to have me, we'll still fix a bit and still continue from here. Okay? So, but I think we have come to the fun part of it, where everything you'll be seeing what we have been doing so far. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So you can go ahead. If you want to change that prompt, it's here that you can actually change it. We'll just do this. Change this one and you do this. And cover space. So now we are not doing anything. It's just that we are just printing. We haven't started calling those functions out. So it's in this loop that we'll start calling those functions, like get that built-in. We'll make use of it to get exit. So once we see that, we read this input, you can see that we're actually reading the line from here. So once we read the line now, so this is the fun part of it. So the most of the things that will be happening is here. So what I did already, I handled that exit. So if you try to do Control C, nothing will happen. You silence it. So let's just try and look at it again. So once I do dot this in interactive mode, I say shield. This okay, we didn't recompile it. Sorry. So, but see what will happen if I do Control C. Nothing will happen. It's not exiting. It's doing Control C, but it's not exiting. So that's the silence that we use. That's get signed int that will make use of it. So this is what he's doing. So if you do Control D, so that's the only one. So it exits the shield for us. So let me do clear. Enter. Then if I do, let's recompile it again. Recompile. We do recompile. Okay, so dot shield. So now, okay, we're getting the dollar sign. So if you guys want to go ahead, so that particular space, that's where you start calling those functions. Go to your get built-in and add the function there, define the function like that. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So good night.
Wow, thank you so much. It's
You're
been
welcome.
a very long night. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.